Good morning, my beautiful Barca babies. It is time to wake up and Barca live Barcelona news coming at you from right here on the Undefeated channel. I know some of you are feeling a little bit down. Some of you are feeling a little bit more than that about our loss against United, our elimination from Europa League, but I'm feeling kind of meh about it. So I'm going to try to lift some spirits if you're feeling down. We'll talk about all the match details. We'll do a full overview. We'll discuss the good, the bad, and the Barca from Manchester United's 2-1 win over Barcelona. We'll shake it off. All right. We'll try to turn over to a positive page. We'll talk about the rest of the news relevant to Barcelona. We'll have a little bit of caffeine. We'll have some good conversation. We'll get it off our chests. All right. Whatever you need to get out, let me know your thoughts, your opinions, ask some questions during the live stream. All right, to do so, make sure you're subscribed so you can participate in the chat. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and kick things off the right way, my friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the undefeated Mustache John.
All right, my friends. Like I said, I know some of you, as I scooch down in my chair a little bit, are waking up feeling the blues. I know some of you, like myself, took a little scroll through social media this morning, and it's not a pretty sight for Barcelona. Okay, so let me just start you off with some words of positivity from our good friend Pablo Wolves Blanco here. Again, if you are not following Pablo on Twitter, you're messing up. You need to do so. My boy Pablo says, I'm not one of those people who likes to disrespect and bin off the Europa League, but I don't think Barcelona should ever be in it. I also believe that in the complexion of Barca's season, going out tonight actually hugely benefits Xavi's side. That is from the wise man, Pablo Wolves Blanco, knows his ball, all right? Friend of the pod and also pod partner, along with Booga Luis. Check us out on the Engine Room podcast every Monday. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. You can find us, the Engine Room Football. Anyway, I digress. Take this with a grain of salt, folks. Okay, in no way, shape, or form should we be feeling like this is a step backwards for Barcelona. Okay, we're gonna go over the match details. We're gonna talk about the good, the bad, the Barca. We'll get into things. Okay, we're gonna be all right. Let's start out with a quick little overview, and then I'll say my good mornings to the chat. We'll get the conversation going. But as you know, the results were 2-1 to United. Goals from Fred and Anthony responding for United after Lewandowski buries the penalty. Got a little bit lucky with De Gea getting a hand on it. Some would say fortunate to even have the penalty. We will discuss that, of course. If we look at the stats, man, Barcelona more possession, but outshot 12-5. 12 and 5 for United, 6 and 3 for Barcelona, 58% possession to Barcelona, like I mentioned, 451 passes, more than Barca. Say words. Hang on. Let me just get a sip of coffee here. Slow things down a little bit. Slow things down. Our passing accuracy was garbage, 80%. I don't remember the last time I've seen Barcelona below 85. It's not good for Barcelona, but understandable. We're going to talk about the details, why this match went the way that it is, the way that it did, I should say. We'll get into that, all right? First, I'm going to turn to the chat. I'm going to say my hellos, say my good mornings to the Stash Squad. We'll see how everybody's feeling, and then we will get into the good, the bad, the Barca. We'll get into all the details around this match, all right? And again, if you're watching on TikTok and you want the full experience, make sure you swipe on over to my profile, click the link in my bio, and that'll get you over to the YouTube channel where these fine folks are. And again, wherever you're watching, I would appreciate it if you dropped a like, click the thumbs up, show some love and support for the channel. And all right, fixed what I needed to fix off screen. So now we'll turn to the chat. We'll say my hellos, see how everybody's doing, how everybody's feeling today. I see we got Fabrice in the house. We got Forza Barca. Steve Tids, congrats to you, sir. Harry, how we doing? Good morning to you as well. Forza Barca not happy with Xavi, I see. We'll get to that in just a moment. Who else we got in the house here? Kyle Cash. Hello and good morning to you. I'm just scrolling up here, seeing if I missed anybody. Again, big part of the channel here, big part of why I do the live streams is to connect folks, build this community. So if you are out there watching, go ahead and subscribe so you can participate in the conversation. Ask questions, give your opinions, connect with your fellow culés. All right, we support the badge, we support each other. That is what you do here on this channel, my friends. And speaking of support, the support for Xavi is starting to dwindle. Take a look at a tweet shared by Barça Center here, a poll that they did yesterday. Who is to blame for this European elimination? I said injuries, but 48% of over 16,000 votes said Xavi is to blame. A distant third is the players, fourth being other. You scroll through the comments to see, but I would imagine it's a bunch of nonsense. So that's my question to kind of start the conversation, folks. Do you point the finger at Xavi? Do you point the finger at the injuries? Do you point the finger at the players? What do you think is the cause of another European elimination for Barcelona? Let's start the conversation there, and then we'll get into the good, the bad, the Barça. I see over on TikTok somebody already saying Xavi out. I don't know how you all get there. So somebody's going to have to convince me on that one. The Xavi out argument doesn't really hold water for me. Steve says the atmosphere in Old Trafford last night was electric. I bet it was a good time for United fans. But I'm glad you got to go and experience that, Steve. I'm happy for you, buddy. Fabrice says, I can't blame Xavi for this. Harry says, Xavi's starting Alonso at center back in the first leg, starting Roberto at left wing. Koss says, well, who would you have started? You know what I'm saying? Because your only answer there at left wing would have been Ansu Fati, and I don't know if he would have gotten us anything different. Cash saying people are quick to call for heads. Questionable decision making, but not all on Xavi. I agree with that. Fabrice says, for me, it's injuries and occasionally bad defending. We did slip up. We had our moments, for sure. But actually, Ter Stegen came up big in the moments where I think defensively we were maybe lacking a little bit. We'll get into it. I'm saving some of this for the good, the bad, and the Barça. Force of Barça says we should have won at home. Probably should have won at home. I mean, I think if you are going to point a finger at Xavi, I think it is in the first leg with starting Alonso and Alba instead of Balde and Christensen, if you wanted to point to something. But it is what it is. Okay, yep, there you go. Anyway, folks, it seems like we are ready to get into some details here. One more comment from Cash. He says, I think we should have subbed earlier. I agree with that. I felt with all the pushing United were doing, they were going to tire themselves out, and then that was an opportunity for some fresh legs. I'd have to agree with that. Theophilus, good morning to you, sir. Says, I'm okay. Barca is out of the Europa League because I feel it's a distraction, but I am gutted. We lost noisemakers. We lost to noisemakers Man United. Barca will be okay. I think Barca will be okay. All right, so let's go ahead and let's jump over as I get a couple things set up here. All right, let's jump over and let's discuss the good, the bad, the Barça from Barcelona's loss and ultimate elimination from Europa League. But there's still some positives, okay? So let's start out by discussing what was good about the match. First and foremost, folks, we're overlooking the fact that no Pedri, no Dembele, no Gavi, a barely fit Busquets, Araujo gets injured during the match, and despite all of that, we held our own. Okay, this was not an embarrassment. This is not any reason to hang our heads in shame. This is not an 8-2. Okay, I didn't want to say it. Relax. I didn't want to say it, but this is not on par with some of the embarrassing European exits that Barcelona have had. We have legitimate reasons, not excuses, reasons for falling short here. We lost by 1 goal to an in-form Manchester United at Old Trafford when we were without our 3 best players, arguably. All right. Take a deep breath. Take this all with a grain of salt. We're okay, folks. We're okay. Additionally, now that we're out of Europa League, and I know everybody wanted to add that into our trophy cabinet, but now we get to really limit our focus to La Liga, to Copa del Rey, to Super Copa. All right? We can get a domestic treble here. And when we look back, it can be considered a good season. So I'm not saying that, oh, it's great that we lost. It's great that we're out of the tournament. Just it's fine. It's okay. It's good that we have other priorities that we can now focus on. Okay? Outside of that, during the match, even though he got scored on twice, you got to say Ter Stegen had a good game. Could have been worse. Opening few minutes even. Opening 15, I think there was 1, if not 2 chances from Bruno Fernandes on that right-hand side. Kept kind of sneaking in there. Ter Stegen, yes, he got beat twice. I wanted him to do better on both of those goals. But when you look at the full 90 minutes, he still had a good match. All right, so for someone who's having a tremendous season, did what he could here, kept us in the fight at least, had a good performance. So he gets the good box for his goalkeeping against Manchester United there. Now, if we jump over, talk about what was bad about the match. The refereeing was wildly inconsistent. I think anybody watching can say that. Whether it's the reaction to players kicking a ball at their opponent, whether it's the players either getting a card or not for doing full-on rugby tackles in the open field. And I'm talking both sides here, okay? I'd even go as far as to say, you know, as a Barcelona fan, I can admit that that penalty was pretty soft. Balde was clever in the way that he positioned himself and took the momentum, and shame on Fernandes for putting his hand around Balde in the first place, okay? So you give that opportunity, but a soft call. So the refereeing for me was pretty bad. I need consistency. I need to know where we are, what to expect throughout the 90 minutes. It can't be hot and cold for both sides, okay? So bad refereeing throughout this match. But really what was bad, and I think not enough people are talking about this, is the injuries, the suspensions. Not just that we lost because of it, but that we got cheated out of a full Barcelona Manchester United tie. That's what everybody wanted to watch. That's why people were excited about Europa League, was Barcelona, Manchester United. But unfortunately, Barcelona, as I mentioned, without Pedri, Gavi, Dembele, Busquets started and played 90 minutes, but coming back from an injury, and I honestly don't think he was match fit. So you didn't get the full Barca. You didn't get to really test where Barcelona is right now. And I think that's mainly why I'm disappointed. I'm not all that bummed that we're out of Europa League. I'm just kind of disappointed that the injuries and the suspensions cheated us of really getting a true measurement of where we are against a top European team right now. I know Manchester United are not top of the table, but they are within a reach of Man City and a stretch to Arsenal, and they're really in form right now. So this would have been a great time for Barcelona to get that yardstick of measurement, but we got cheated out of that, which I think is pretty bad. So that's what was bad about the match. Let's shake that off. Talk about what was Barca about this match. I want to shout out Frankie de Jong. Out of everybody that I just mentioned injured, Frankie was the one in the midfield trying to hold things down for us. I think he was just asked to do too much, playing with Kessié, Roberto, and a freshly back from injury Busquets. Shout out to Kessié. I think had a pretty good match, actually. Should have maybe mentioned that he was a candidate for the good box there. Roberto, doing everything he can. I love Roberto, but he's limited, okay? You could see 3, 4, 5 times throughout the match, players trying to play Roberto in behind, but he doesn't have the pace of a Pedri or a Gavi, and you notice that we were just a little bit off chemistry-wise. I digress. With all that going on, Frankie was there holding it down. Frankie was there giving it his all, box to box, still doing what he could to influence the match. And I really appreciate what Frankie had to offer. But I will be shouting out Lewandowski for the Barca box. I know he's under some criticism right now for Barca fans not burying that opportunity towards the end of the match. Yeah, could have done better, but also got it past the keeper and then cleared off the line. So he did what he could there, right? I think throughout the two legs, what we saw from Lewandowski is that he's willing to put in the extra effort to be involved in the match. He wasn't just staying up top and playing with his back to goal and waiting for the outlet pass. And if you don't find his feet, he was dropping in. He was coming back defensively. He was making runs out wide just to get involved in the play. I think what Lewandowski needs is some support. He needs a right wing and a left wing to do their part so that Lewandowski can stay central and be that poacher, be that final piece. If you look at his time at Bayern Munich, he was never the only one in the attack. He was never the one that had to create and finish consistently. I'm not saying that he can't do that, but he wasn't asked to carry that heavy of a load. Now at Barcelona, we don't have a consistent left wing. We have inconsistent play from raphinha, from Ferran. Dembele has been injured. So people are pointing the finger at Lewandowski, but that's just where the buck stops, my friends. Okay, forwards need support. They need service. That's what Lewandowski's been missing. And while he hasn't been getting that, he's still putting in the effort. He's still showing up. And even if it's from the penalty spot, he's still getting us goals. So the Barca box goes to Lewandowski. I do appreciate what he's putting out there for us effort-wise. So the mustache man of the match then. I had to think about this one a little bit, but I think I landed on someone that deserves it. We're going Alejandro Balde for the mustache man of the match. Manchester United basically had our right side attack shut down, which meant most of the match we were relying on Balde pushing up that left wing while we don't have a proper left winger. So Balde comes in on the overlap. And again, we were riding that train into the ground. Did what he could. I think that this was a great experience for Balde away from home at Old Trafford, 90 minutes against an in-form Manchester United. And he was asked to carry a lot of the load. So Balde, while you could critique some of his positioning, you could critique parts of the match, overall, he was our guy. Box to box, doing what he could. He was the one for Barcelona that, like I said, was carrying that load. So you got to give him a shout out, and he gets the mustache man of the match. Might be his first, actually. We'd have to go back in the history books, but might be his first one. So let me know what you think, folks. That's going to do it for the good, the bad, the Barca. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? What would you change? What is your good, bad Barca mustache man of the match? Let me know down in the comments if you're watching this on replay. This is where I'll turn to the chat. We'll keep the conversation going. I want to get some thoughts, some questions going. Let's see who we got in here. I know we had some more folks join us while we were going over that. So let's see who we got. Agent 48 is with us. Hello, hello. Ovi, good morning. Royson as well. How we doing, folks? Harry says, opportunity at the end of the match was offside anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. Thank you for that reminder. That is true. Agent 48 says, and you need two strikers. Xavi has Lewandowski coming all the way down in the midfield to receive the ball. That's not his game. Amen to that. Excuse me, a little congested here. Could not agree more. Lewandowski, I think, is being asked to do things that are not typical of Lewandowski's style of play, you know? Anyway, good morning to everybody over there on TikTok as well. Again, if you want the full experience, swipe over, click the link in my bio. That'll get you over to YouTube. The undefeated Mustache John. We got a great collection of culés waiting to connect with you, folks. Keeping with the chat over here, Ovi says, Xavi shows his inexperience many times. I guess we have to give him time. Ovi, are you not factoring in no Pedri, no Gavi, no Dembele, Busi just coming back from injury? inconsistent Raphinha and Ferran Torres. I mean, I don't know what Xavi can do about that, you know? Steve says Martinez had Lewandowski in his pocket. Martinez had a hell of a match. Maybe your guy's man of the match, to be fair. Theophilus says, our history tells that Barca have never taken a Europa League seriously. I think Lewandowski has been poor for some time now. Barca should have scored at least 3 goals in the first half. Yeah, but let me give you a little analogy here, folks, okay? A few years back, I started getting what is called plantar fasciitis, all right? It's when a little tendon on the bottom of your foot gets too tight and starts pulling. And so when you run, it causes a lot of pain. Okay. And so I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, yeah, you have plantar fasciitis. You need to do physical therapy on your foot. You need to roll it all over a ball. You need to start doing, calf lifts and this and that. And so I did that, and it would get better for a little bit. And then I'd go out, I'd get on the pitch. I'd start with one sprint, and then I feel that pain again. I'm right back to square one. So what was the problem? Problem was I was only focused on that end pain. Right? That end result. The solution was to start doing yoga, which stretched out my whole body, top to bottom, and it stopped pulling on that little tendon on the bottom of my foot. Problem solved. Where's the analogy? Lewandowski is the plantar fasciitis. He's our forward. He's our striker. So you can always point and say, there's the problem. There's where the pain is coming from, and not realize it's much deeper than that. It's more holistic than that. I don't hear many complaints against Lewandowski when he's lighting up the pitch with Pedri and Gavi out there. Okay? I don't hear a lot of complaints about Lewandowski when Raphinha or Ferran is having a good match and setting them up. I don't hear the complaints then. I hear the complaints when he's being asked to do too much and doesn't come through. So let's calm Akules on these Lewandowski criticisms. Just say it. Hope that landed with some folks. Ovi says, talking about substitutions at correct times, putting in Alonso and Roberto. I hear you. I hear you on that. And I think some of that might have been, as someone else mentioned, I think it was Theophilus, that Barca not really taking Europa League seriously. Maybe that's why. But I think it's more the limited options. And I don't mean to discount Man United's win. They beat us fair and square. I think Manchester United were the better team over 2 legs. But I do think if we had a healthy squad, including Dembele, would have been a different story. So I'll say this, folks. I'll say this. For anybody who is going to pay attention, I'll say this right now. Barcelona will get a UEFA Champions League title before Manchester United. Despite being eliminated from Europa League this year, Barcelona will win the UEFA Champions League before Manchester United. Lock it in, clip it, post it wherever you want. It's happening. It's truth. It's gospel. Barcelona to win UEFA Champions League before Manchester United. Lock it in, folks. Lock it in. It's happening. Guaranteed. It's the mustache guarantee. I don't give out a mustache guarantee very often, but there it is. There it is. It's going to happen. Steve, I don't know about all that. I don't think Barcelona players were gutted afterwards. And also, I'll say Garnacho doing the Pedri celebration afterwards was so tacky. So tacky. He should be embarrassed. Pedri wasn't even on the pitch. The fact that you're going to gloat after beating a weakened Barcelona barely beat us by 1 goal across 2 legs when we didn't have our best winger in either leg, and we didn't have 2 of our best midfielders in the second leg. And then Garnacho's, I'm so cool. I'm Garnacho. Like, you look like an idiot. You look like an absolute idiot. I'm just saying, take the win. Take the win. But Garnacho looks like an idiot. Just saying. Looks dumb. Looks dumb, bro. Just saying. Just saying. Oh my goodness. Too funny. Too funny. I see everybody, oh, stop crying. Stop crying. It's just, I'm not crying about it whatsoever. I'm just pointing out how stupid Manchester United look celebrating like you beat a full Barcelona team. That's all I'm saying. Like I have really honestly no feels about it until Man United fans start going oh, and then I go whoa whoa hot shot. No Pedri, no Gavi, no Dembele. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. My goodness. Harry says, lacking in sportsmanship department. Bruno Fernandes, too. I actually don't think I like Bruno Fernandes anymore. The way that he behaved over two legs with the diving, with the kicking the ball into Frankie de Jong, that was beyond intentional, okay? I don't know if I like Bruno Fernandes anymore, actually. Left a bad taste in my mouth. Still love Rashford. Huge fan of Martinez. Who else do I like on United? I did like Garnacho, actually, but again, the Pedri celebration just... It's tacky. It's ugly. Ooh. Yeah, so there's Fred. Got a lot of respect for Fred, of course. Anthony. Anthony he's a danger man, all right? So there's plenty of players on United I like, but... You know? Anyway. Yeah, I know. It's hilarious. I do have to laugh at people that go to opposing fans' streams. But here's the thing, folks. When you go to your opponent's streams and you comment in the section, it actually still really helps me out. So I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you commenting. Even if you think that you're trolling me, most of the comments I don't see. And you're just helping out the algorithm anyway. So I appreciate the love and support. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, Jose Flores asks, thoughts on the best defense in the world and best goalkeeper getting cooked in big games once again? Not so much. Not so much. 2-1 is not getting cooked, I don't think. And I would say that, again, midfield matters a lot there. If you can't control the game, you're going to be under more pressure than you typically would. I'm loving this, though. I'm loving that the trolls are coming out after beating a weakened Barcelona team. This is hilarious. Oh, my goodness. That's too funny, dude. Too funny. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, Steve, I'll say you are not being objective whatsoever in your opinions. Okay, I'm not saying that you're trolling, but you are certainly not being objective. Like, Ten Hag did not bury Xavi. Martinez did not have Lewandowski in his pocket. You're speaking in hyperbole, is what it's called. Okay, so it's fine that you're happy about the win. All right, that's great, but nothing of what you said has been actually well thought out, objective opinion. It's just celebrating, and that's fine. But if you're going to celebrate, there's probably better places to do that. You know, that if you want to have conversation about it, if you want to make some good points, go for it. But what you're saying here is more just gloating, and like I said, hyperbole. It's not really objective. Just saying. Thoughts on Almeria? We will get to that. We've got. Oh wait, no. Today is Friday. I guess we should be looking at a lineup for that too, but we don't have time. We don't have time. So that match is going to be on Sunday. We'll do a quick look here. Barcelona, Almeria. Do a quick look-see here. That match is Sunday, 12:30 Eastern. We will be live for that one, so come hang out. We'll be doing a live watch-along. Barcelona sitting top of the table, 8 points clear of Real Madrid right now. Almeria down in 17th, just barely above relegation. So they're going to be fighting for points at home, but I think Barcelona will come away with this one. We'll go over. I'm not going to overpromise. Let me back up. We'll go live a little bit early for this one, so we'll go over lineups and predictions. We'll say like a half hour before kickoff. We'll go live. Ooh, there we go. Needed that burp to come out for like 30 minutes. My goodness. We'll go live a little bit before kickoff, and then we'll celebrate. We'll celebrate some wins. All right, folks. Let's try to end it on a positive note, okay? I know some of us are feeling a little bit bitter, but it's okay. It's Europa League. We're fine. Again, out of the two clubs, I'm going to say Barcelona are going to win Champions League before Manchester United. I'm going to say Barcelona still get La Liga, still get Copa del Rey, still get Supercopa, and at the end of the season, we're going to have more silverware in our closet than Manchester United. So I think we're going to be okay, folks. Heads held high. We got nothing to be ashamed of. Let's have some support, okay? Let's rally together. Let's not split apart here. Support the badge, support each other. That's what we can do, all right? I appreciate you all coming and hanging out with me, spending your Friday morning here on the Undefeated channel. Like I said, we'll be live again for the match against Almeria. Sunday, 12:30 Eastern is the kickoff. We will be live 30 minutes before that. Convert it for your time zone. I know we got culés watching from all over the world, all right? So let's go out. Let's enjoy our day. Let's have a wonderful weekend. Let's appreciate that there's a lot more to life than football, okay? At the end of the day, we still have a lot of Barcelona football to watch. I don't care what competition it's in. When Barcelona plays, it's a good day, all right? So I will see you all Sunday for the match against Almeria. Until then, go out there and have some positive interactions, high fives, and hugs for whoever wants them. I love you all very much. Even the Manchester United trolls, I love you all too. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking a ride. Mwah.